Westbridge Hills. Welcome back to episode 23 with me, Mr. Sealy P. I'm just going to drive the self-propelled forage wagon, feeder wagon, not forage wagon, feeder wagon, back over to the dairy farm. I had a little bit left over in the silo, so I thought rather than sell that, I'll give that to the cows just to keep them ticking over a little bit longer. Now, that's weird. Why is that going funny? His head was down. Yes, we bought the square baler yesterday. Got rid of the round one. Bought some new tractors yesterday. Bought a new chaff trailer for the forage harvester. We've been quite busy and I'm not concentrating. Okay, right. And that's all they're going to take. Okay, that's interesting. Well, that's them full then. I'll leave that last bit of silage in there because they'll use that at some point. We finished windrowing the hay in field 20, and off screen I windrowed the rest of the grass on the end of 20 as well. I'm just going to go and jump into the mine's gone blank. Oh, the Ursus, the noisy Ursus. And it is noisy. Incredibly noisy. Bear with me 1 second. Right, turn the volume down a little bit more. Still quite noisy, isn't it? Probably better in cab. Nope, still noisy. Right, anyway. Did the windrows and then went along with the second forage wagon and filled that up with grass. So we've now got two forage wagons sitting here, one full of straw, one full of grass, ready for the cows whenever they need it. I've got hay in the field ready to make bales with. I've got straw bales over there already. I haven't got any silage bales, but I'm going to talk about that later on. So what we're going to do is whiz back over towards the farm. I'll explain what else we've been doing. Over the course of the evening and the night, we have harvested the canola. We did start that yesterday, and I was putting it into the silo at the farm to store because the price of canola oilseed rape had dropped through the floor. It was not brilliant. So I've done field 15, that's been harvested. I've done field 10 off in the distance, that's been harvested, all the canola's off that. Field 16 off to our right is in the process of being harvested and it's towards the end. Now the reason we haven't got as much money as we hoped we'd have is that I decided I would buy a second harvester, and I did. I decided on previous maps on Sosnovka we've got two case CR1090s at the request of Moomin Seal. If you don't know who she is, check out her YouTube channel. She comes on and assists me every now and again on multiplayer. On one of them, I think Bjornholm, I've got a case 9320 I think it is, and I've got a New Holland CR1090. So what I decided to do on here would be to have two case harvesters, which I haven't done before. So I've got, I think it's the 9320 or the 9230, I can never remember which is. You know what, I'm just going to check. I don't know why I never do this more regularly. Harvesters. The 9230, I knew it was something like that. So I've got a 9230 now, and I've got the axial flow 7130. So I've got two case harvesters, one of the biggest ones and the next one down. I thought rather than have two identical ones, I'd have a couple of different ones. We've got the case Puma tractor as well, so it's becoming a bit of a case farm at the moment. So whether I get to a point I get a quad track as well. Now when I did my combine harvester buyer's guide, I did talk about this one. I have done before. It is a wide harvester, even compared to the larger of the two. The 9230. It's wide. I don't know why it's so wide, but it is massive. But it's a good harvester. The header's not as wide as the one I've got on the 9230. But having two harvesters running at the same time, it's making life so much easier, so much quicker. Oh, I think that's full. That was a good example, wasn't it? Anyway, right, what I would then do is jump into the Deutzfahr and quickly empty this. So he's emptying. Well, he's emptying. I'll jump into the big brother and what's left in the tank of this one was what was left off of field 10. I couldn't see the point of unloading it and then starting again, might as well just carry on. So it already had some in the tank of this one. And now set this one off as well. And away we go. So like I say, with two harvesters running, it's making life so much easier and quicker for clearing these fields. Obviously having two bigger ones would be quicker and have a bigger capacity. I tend to go for the New Holland CR1090s only because their tank capacity is 14,500. The tank capacity on this one I think is only 10,530 or something, and I think the other one is 12,000 something. So the tank capacities aren't as big, but like I say, I wanted to try something different, have both case harvesters on this one and different ones as well. I don't want to have identical harvesters, so it just makes life a bit more interesting, doesn't it? So I'll let them finish this field off, and like I said, all of our canola at the moment is in storage because the price had dropped quite low. So what I'm going to do is leave it in storage until the price picks up again, and then we'll take it all and sell it in sort of one big hit. The problem with doing that is as soon as you offload a couple of loads, the price does drop again, but can't do a lot about that. That's unfortunately part and parcel of playing the game. And I don't mean playing the game as in the computer game, I mean playing the game as in farming. The prices are going to fluctuate, and the more you dump into the market, the lower the price drops. That's just economics, isn't it? That's how it works. Looks like our larger harvester has stopped because it's full, so bear with me. So $365,000 in the bank at the moment, with all the canola I've got in storage that will sell when the price is a bit better. We are, as I said, expanding our farm. It is improving and increasing in size. We have hit that kind of tipping point now where the amount of fields we've got and the amount we're harvesting, now we've got two harvesters, it kind of snowballs. It will start to pick up pace. We'll have more fields on the go, we'll have more crops grown, bigger harvests, quicker getting it off the fields, and you'll suddenly will notice the money will start to ramp up. It'll mean we'll be able to buy more equipment, more fields, and the whole thing will start to snowball. So we have reached that tipping point. We are about, what's this, episode 23? So we're 23 episodes in on Westbridge Hills, and it's taken that long to get to this point, which is actually quite terrifying. Right, I will set this one off just to finish off that last strip. We'll unload the smaller of the harvesters. Now the only other downside to buying the smaller of the two case harvesters is that this one, the header, the larger header, has its own trailer system. It opens out and it's got its own header trailer built in. Unfortunately this one doesn't. It is a smaller header, so I'll probably be able to realistically drive around a lot of the map leaving the header on, because Westbridge Hills is a very open map. So in all honesty I should be alright cutting across fields and stuff with the header still on. Otherwise it means getting a header trailer, then having a tractor to pull that header trailer, which could be a bit, not awkward, it's not the end of the world, but it's just a pity you can't raise those rear discs up and have a trailer hook underneath, but again, not the end of the world. So that's us done. Oh, right, that's it. Okay, thought it was going to catch on the trailer then. That's us done for all those fields. Now obviously if I put this down, it's not going to go onto a header trailer either, so it means sitting it down on the ground, which isn't ideal, but I will put it here. Like so. And I will park this up. Actually, I'll close it up, that's probably not a bad idea. I don't think I'll get them next. Well, I might get them next to each other. If I can get this right over. Okay. That's that one parked up. So yeah, 7130. Good combine harvester, don't get me wrong. Just incredibly wide. Right, jump in the other one. He's done as well. Not a huge amount left in that one. Let's get the pipe out. So that's all of our canola fields cleared. We have got barley down in field 19. Right down the bottom, south west corner. Had to think for a minute then. And we've got maize growing in 21, which we're probably going to do an all crop on. And I say I might well do a multiplayer episode with Moomin Seal. Might do a multiplayer episode next time we have to do a big harvest. Again, not too sure at the moment. We'll see how that kind of pans out. But that's all the canola harvested. I did it all off screen because I know I've done a good 2, if not 3 harvests trying to build our money up, and I know as a viewer it's not fun to watch someone just harvesting all the time, especially when they're harvesting the same crop all the time. I can imagine it probably is incredibly boring to watch. So what we'll do is unfold the header trailer, drop it down and disconnect. Close this up. It's incredibly dirty, but I'll wash it another time. I've got enough room to get them both in next to each other. There we go. So that's our case harvesters. Fantastic. Let's hop out. Brilliant. We are now a 2 combine harvester farm. Brilliant. Plus our forage harvester. We are improving. Okay. I'm going to put this into the silo as well, and we'll keep an eye on the price for canola, oilseed rape. Once that bounces back and comes up to what I consider to be a sensible price, we'll sell it. Unless we're lucky enough to get a great demand, if that pops up, even better still. But until that point, we'll keep it in storage. I'm going to go and park up the Deutz-Fahr with the trailer, because I'm now on to phase 2, 3, 5, I don't know where I've got to. I do need to do some baling, the hay bales, that's my next step, and until that field 21's ready to go with the maize in it, I'm going to do the all crop, and I'm going to put the silage not in at the biogas plant but at the dairy farm, because we need silage in there. I'm going to leave that there as it is. What we're going to do, don't know why I pressed that button, with the money we got, I'm going to buy another tractor and I'm going to buy a bigger sowing machine. So I'm going to get the Horse Pronto 9SW, 320 horsepower it requires to pull it. Yeah, you can directly seed, you don't need to cultivate because it's got a cultivator built in, which is jolly handy. This is going to make seeding the fields a lot quicker. I'll use the Vaderstat and this, but because I haven't got a tractor with enough horsepower to pull this, I'm going to need a tractor to pull it as well, which only leaves me with 274,000, which, looking along the row of higher horsepower tractors, we've got that one is exactly 320, doesn't give us a lot of wiggle room. 298, too much. 312, too much. 348, 379, too much. So I'm going to do what I did before on, I believe it was Bjornholm. I don't know if I've done it on Sosnovka or not. I'm going to buy the Terra Variant 600 Eco. 249,000, so I've got enough to buy it. It's cheap considering it's 598 horsepower. So, of course, the other option is, hang on, let's have a look. Oh, let's say 310, it's not enough. Okay, right. I'm going to buy the Terra Variant. So I'm going to whiz up to the farm. And here we are. Not at all puffed out, obviously. So here's our horse Pronto. It's a big old cedar. But we need it. Absolutely, especially if we're going to be buying in the bigger fields, because at the moment we've only been buying the smaller ones, the smaller of the fields, and we've got our Terra Variant. It is a tractor unit. I've said this before on my other gameplay series. I said it on my tractor buying guide. At the back, it has a 3-point linkage, has a trailer hitch. It does give us the option that all the different backs that can go onto this means it becomes an incredibly versatile piece of machinery. So I'm going to jump in this. And we'll hook up to the cedar. And we'll tuck the cedar back down to the yard to fill up. Now this does have the flexible steering. There are different steering modes that you can set it in. You can have a rigid steering, flexible steering, and crab left and crab right. Although why... I mean, there are reasons for the crab mode, I think, to do with not compacting the ground and things like that, non-compaction, but yeah. This is actually quite loud as well, to be fair. So from inside, yep, we've had a look in one of these before. If you haven't seen my other gameplay series, pop over, have a look on my different gameplay playlists. There's a Down on the Farm series with Bjornholm, Sosnovka, Sovkhoz on the Gold Edition map. Right, so we can fill the cedar up. Okay, we're filling up. Now, obviously, this leaves us fairly depleted financially. We're down to 23,000 and dropping. Because this is a 12,000 litre capacity on this cedar, I think. So, yeah, it's going to eat into our money. So I'm definitely going to have to, once the price bounces back for canola, sell some canola. Okay, that's that full. So what I'm going to do, I think, I am going to head over and probably start with some... do I want to start with the baling? I probably will start with the baling, but I'm going to set this off seeding on field 10 to start off with. This does, however, make it an incredibly long working unit. It's the length of the Terra Variant is quite extensive, so it's whether I've got enough room to turn around at the end here. Oh, not quite. Right, okay. Just trying to give myself a bit of a headland at the end here as well. You can only really get away with using this unit, this entire length, without a smaller tractor on the front, when you've got a lot of open space. And I think Westbridge Hills is perfect for that. There's tons of room. So once you've got a couple of headlands in, you absolutely have got room to set this off. So I'll do a couple of strips up and down this way. I'm going to come back up, do another couple of strips the other way to give myself enough turning room at either end. And I'm going to leave this one to carry on putting seed in on field 10. And then we'll then gradually set it off on each field. I'm probably going to get the Vader stack going on one of the other ones as well to get as much canola in as we can. And I think with my third worker I'll probably even get another tractor going, fertiliser spreading as well. So that's what I'm going to try and get done while I then move on to doing something else. It became very apparent to me while I was doing some of the off-screen stuff. I've got the seeders on, they've seeded, and I've fertilised 15, 16 and 10, as you can see. 21 is almost ready, half of it is ready but the rest isn't. That I parked up the harvesters and then realised that field 19 needed harvesting, so both harvesters on it. This is flown through. I've left the straw swath because I'm going to pick that up with the forage harvester and use that for chaff, and the barley I've got in here I'm going to sell at the diner, which is just up there ahead of us on the right hand side. But I'm very aware that I've used up the entire episode getting all this done and didn't actually get on to doing the baling, so I apologise for that. That said, we are at the end of this episode. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. New harvester, new seeder, new tractor with the Terra variant, the Holmer. I meant to say earlier on, that is off the DLC, the Holmer DLC. If you haven't got it, have a look, get it, it's a great DLC. If you like the episode, give us a like. If you don't subscribe already, please do. If you've got a comment, happy to hear from you. We are on Facebook, screenshots pop up on there regularly. Whatever you decide to do, as is always the case at the end of my videos, thanks for watching.